Hi,
I'm Amanda,
I'm Tarina.
the payments connoisseur and Jack's Consulting Services. And today we're going to chat a little bit about the power of AI as it pertains to your business. So Tarina had sent me a video she saw on Instagram regarding...
You should chop it in here.
Bust at the hold on the spot, beast with the bar, shout to be wet, dope in the pot, beat down the block, the best thing I got, she is my rock, she is my rock, she is my rock, bust at the hold on the spot, beast with the bar, shout to be wet, dope in the pot, beat down the block, the best thing I got, she is my rock.
When you get a chance.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Regarding Chat GPT, and we were just having a little bit of a conversation about it, and it's so true. So tell them a little bit about
the real.
Yeah, the real.
Oh, it's I can't think of what his name is, but I do follow him. I'm sorry if I can't give you the shout out because I done forgot your name, but he always dancing all the time, and he got like a robot like mirroring him while he dancing and talking about how him and ChatGPT is in sync, how we've been in sync lately. And it's so true because ChatGPT is a great tool for using for business. It's like it can do so many things for you, from idea creation to writing blogs on your website. Of course, I want to let people know it's not a copy and paste situation.
Mm-mm.
We want to be able to, make it sound like it's us talking. We don't want to just copy and paste what Chat comes up with. And there's so many research tools that you can use along with Chat to make sure your stuff is legit,
Right.
For research purposes. But it's so good for just creating content. Anything you need for your business is pretty much a great assistant to help you.
Yeah. I definitely use chat when I feel like I'm being redundant in terms of wording.
Yes.
So like I write blogs every week for my website, and I write it all out, and then I find myself getting stuck on a word like, no, I think I've overused this word. Or so I'll be like, chat, what's another word for blank? Give me five words, instead, and chat will help me in that way. Or I've had times when I've had trouble getting started. I know what I want to talk about, but I don't know how to. I'm having trouble just getting it started.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be like, chat, this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about X, Y, Z. I want to talk about the importance of ABC. I want to make sure that I hit on this. I want to convey urgency or humor or whatever. But I need help getting started. Can you give me like a starting paragraph or a starting couple of sentences to kind of help the juices start flowing?
Right.
And it's really good for that.
Yeah.
And chat is, and I'm just saying chat, but I've done the same thing with Gemini, Google Gemini as well.
Yeah, and Claude too. I use Claude.
And Claude is a good one. There's several good ones out there. But I also like being able to say, I need you to speak in my voice.
Yes.
And because it has my writing already, because sometimes I'll write everything out and then I'll put it in chat or Gemini or whatever and be like, what do you think of this? Look at this as though you are a business owner who's new to the game, or look at this and read this as if you are a Black woman, who owns a business in Florida. Tell me what you think about this.
Yes.
And, you can get really specific with those AI tools. And it's able to say, I like this, but maybe tweak this.
Right.
Or whatever the thing may be. And so it's really, really good in that sense.
I'm actually in a group. I think it's called ChatGPT Prompts for Entrepreneurs. And he does a lot of classes in there, and I've learned how to create my own chatbot. And make it have your tone of voice, programming and seasoning the AI to make it sound like you. So that's really a good thing to do. But I have used it just to respond to emails sometimes, because sometimes with me, I'm very direct and to the point. So sometimes when you need to make it sound a little more professional, a little bit more easy on the ears, so people won't take it wrong, because people won't take what I say wrong sometimes. So I have to make it, put it in chat and say, I want to say this. How can you make it sound professional, yet friendly at the same time, or kind, because sometimes I don't come off that way.
I want y'all to know that I told Tarina earlier today that she's my soulmate because she is very direct, but so am I. And so it's like we speak each other's language. So she could be like, girl, that's ugly. Why are you wearing that? And it won't hurt my feelings. I'll be like, yeah, it is ugly, ain't it?
Yeah.
Or, you know, whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
So when she talks about being direct and sometimes she has to ask chat to help her polish up an email, she's right, because when you read something without, especially when you don't know a person,
Mm-hmm.
you can read it. You'll read it in your tone, how you think it's coming off, and it might just be one simple word that changes the whole tone of the entire email. And chat will be like, let's soften this a little bit.
Because I've been told I came off as passive aggressive before.
Passive aggressive?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say passive aggressive.
That's what somebody said.
Maybe they don't know what passive aggressive means.
I don't know what.
Passive aggressive is you not really saying it, but you trying to say it, but you're not really saying it, and you just say it.
Well, maybe I was being passive aggressive because maybe I was trying to act like I wasn't saying it, but I ain't had chat back in the day, so chat ain't make it sound good enough to be not aggressive or passive aggressive.
Okay, listen, I'll take it. I've been told the same thing. I've had people ask me, were you raised military? Because I'm just like, let's get to the point. We all adults here. Now, I will kid glove it with a kid. But we all adults here. Like, ain't nobody got time to be, this world ain't gonna kid glove you. That's my view on it. I've had people ask me, like, legit, were you raised military?
I mean, just get to the point. Just get to the point when you talk.
Just
get to the point.
Just get to it.
You ain't gotta ask a whole bunch of leading. Like, I have a friend who does that. She asks leading questions. And I just want you to ask the question that you want to ask. Don't ask me like 3 questions ahead of the question that you literally want to ask. Just ask the question that you want to ask. Don't you prolong it the inevitable. Like, just get to the point. I don't like that personally, but I know people are like that. They want you to warm them up first.
Yeah.
Don't warm me up.
No, listen. I told the coach that a couple months ago. Like, he started talking. He was like, this is coming from a place of love. So I really just want to make sure that you understand. And let me stop you right there. Just lay it on me. We ain't got time for all that. Like, you wasting valuable minutes of my life.
Get to the point.
Just tell me what it is. I promise it will not hurt my feelings. I'm not that kind of person that takes every single thing personally or whatever.
I honestly take nothing personally.
Like,
somebody could ride past me and put their middle finger out and call me a B, and I just would be like, they must be having a bad day. Like, it don't got nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me.
He must be really struggling today. Right, because you don't know me. So how could it be personal?
And I don't care. And I don't care. So have a good day, please.
But we digress. The point is, chat does all of these things, even softens the tone of emails. And I do the same thing. I've used it for emails where I don't want to come off too friendly.
Yeah, don't come off friendly.
But I don't want to come off too rigid either. Right. I want that nice middle ground where you understand. Right. I mean, business.
I'm direct to the point. I always say direct to the point. I want it authentic. And I wanted professional. That's pretty much my keyword. Yes. Professional, authentic, directed to the point. Yeah. That's pretty much my tone of voice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this to those in the crowd our age and above. Like all things, right? Like all things that have to do with technology is good for what it's good for.
Yeah.
Right. Like I've said this before as it pertains to social media. It's good for what it's good for. Do I go to social media to get my news? Absolutely not. To get advice about relationships? Absolutely not. You know, but there's things that social media is good for. Staying in touch with friends, a good recipe. You know, there's things, right? Mm-hmm. And same thing with AI. So I say all that to say, my brother is currently working on doing some hiring. And he's also currently working on creating a website for his business. And I'm helping him, but like with the website piece of it, I'm like, no, you're going to fly on your own. You're going to do the driving. I'll be there to kind of give you tips and tricks, or like if you get stuck on something, you know, we can figure it out together. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. So a couple of weeks ago, we were doing this and he's on there and he's like, okay, first thing I want to do, I want to write my vision page and my about page, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, all right, I want to what I want to convey. And he starts saying it to me. I said, okay, open up Gemini. He's like, what's that? He has no idea about this
Yeah,
stuff.
I know people that have no idea what AI, like they don't use AI at all.
And that's my brother.
Yeah.
Now understand, my brother's dang near 20 years older than me. So that's why I say this particular comment is for people our age and above. I told him what to do. He types it in there. It came back, gave him some feedback, and he was like, this is amazing. So he typed a couple of, okay, I want to tweak this part. So he telling it what to do. And he's like, this is great. Long story short, a couple of days later, because I say, listen, I want you to, every day, you don't have to spend hours and hours on it, just 15 minutes a day, work on your website. Before you know it, you'll be done. Just spend a little bit of time every day. So number one, you get used to using it and working on it and dealing with it, but also you don't lose sight of it.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like it's such a chore. A couple days later, I'm talking to him. He's like, man, this AI stuff is great. I wish in my dating days, I would have used this on my dating profile. I'd have turned out a rock star. He had me cracking up. Talking about he would have used AI to write his dating profile before he was married if he had a dating profile. But people are doing that too. Like, very literally.
Yeah, I don't have no opinion on that.
People, well, let's keep it a buck. People are doing that too.
I have no opinion.
But as it pertains to your business, right? Very specifically, you can go to AI, and I've done it. You can go to AI and say, I got a brain block. I need some social media content for my business for the next 30 days. I want some stuff that's upbeat and fun. I want you to hit some of the PR days. Like, for example, 4th of July is coming up. Memorial Day is coming up. Juneteenth is coming up. I want you to do some informative posts. I want you to do some posts that I can turn into a video. And you put that into AI, like I said, Chat, Gemini, and Claude, any of those. And it will do just that. So I've done that before when I was having a brain block. Like, okay, I need to get some content out, but I just was like so mentally exhausted. I couldn't think. And so it did the thinking for me just by me telling it what I wanted it to do. Obviously tweaked some of the stuff that and then was able to, even today, I still, and this was a while ago, this was probably last year sometime, I go back to and be like, did I hit that thing? Oh, I didn't hit this thing yet. Okay, this is going to be my next week. I'm going to use this for content. It can do so much for you. It can help you with research on competition.
Yep.
How much are my competitors charging for X service or X product? I live in, Timbuktu, Alaska. How much are my competitors in my area charging for this same service or product? What are some ideas I can put on my website for deals for this month? Like maybe I want to put on a sale for the month or something like that. Like there's so much that you can use it for. I need a profit and loss statement, but I don't know how to create a profit and loss statement. What do I need to do? You can literally drop, like say you have an Excel sheet that has all of your revenue and income in it. You can literally copy paste, not even copy paste. You can literally drag and drop your file into AI. They'll analyze it and be like, oh, okay, here's a profit and loss statement based off of the information you gave it.
Yep.
Now, to be clear, and you tell me if you agree or not, AI is not perfect. It's still man-made. Even though it's a machine, it is still man-made. There are some flubs and bubs in there, right?
Definitely.
So using the example I just gave about profit and loss statements, it might create the profit and loss statement, but you still want to double check to make sure the numbers look right.
You always got to double check everything that AI does for you.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Can't just copy and paste it and trust what it says. It's not the way it works.
You will get your feelings hurt.
Yeah, definitely.
You will get your feelings hurt.
I mean, I even seen, like, this is not business related, but I've even seen people recently using it to, like, they have certain items in their house and they trying to cook something for dinner. I got this, and this. Put me together a meal, and ChatGPT will create your recipe.
I've done it.
I've seen that. I've seen people want to spend a certain amount of money at the grocery store. They say they going to Aldi. They got this amount of money. Please show me what to buy that'll last me for a week and what kind of meals can go.
Wow.
And I mean, that's just amazing.
Right.
That's amazing. Wow. And that's not even business related. But like even for business, say you have one business and you're trying to create a different revenue stream, but you want to keep it completely inside your business. So what are say, let's give me 5 other ways that I can create a revenue stream from this current business model that I have that will allow me to make additional income streams, but just using this particular business. I don't want to go outside of this. I want to keep the same LLC. I don't want to have enough. I just want to create a couple of different multiple streams in this business. And put it in chat. It'll give you some ideas. Some of them ain't going to be all that great, but some of them might be great.
Right. And they might trigger more thoughts.
Trigger more thoughts and then get you into things that you didn't even know. Like, I know a lot of people don't know about the affiliate programs. Like, if you're promoting a certain product or something, get with an affiliate program, promote the product, get paid for promoting the product. Then you can create UGC if that's something that you want to do. I tried to get into it, but I was like, it's not really for me. But user generated content. The same time you filming yourself using the thing, the brands are paying you to create their content and post it for their businesses. So it depends on your audience size and everything like that. But I mean, it's just so many ways that you could just make money now that nobody really should be broke. No, somebody should be figuring out a way to create another income stream so it can build them to the next thing.
Absolutely. And that, like you said, using that can help you generate passive income. It does not have to be active income.
Exactly.
Right? It could be that passive income. I mean, for me, I had all this knowledge and I'm like, I want to get out into the communities and spread the word on financial literacy, especially with the younger generation, you know, teens, young adults and whatnot. How can I do that? And I literally, me and Chad are having a whole conversation. Like, I'm having a conversation with Tarina right now. Chad, this is what I was thinking, but I don't know what to do or how to do that. I really want to get this information out, this, you know, blah, blah. And Chad was like, oh, why don't you write a book and post it on KDP, on Amazon KDP? And I went, you do that? Yeah, you sure can. And I did.
And then if you don't know how to do it, it'll show you how to do it.
And it step-by-step directions
on how to do that.
It shows you how to do it.
It'll show you how to do it.
Absolutely.
At this point,
it was great.
ChatGPT can code for you, like now. Like,
yes,
you can get it to code for you. So I really want to create, in my mind, it's coming. I want to create a customized quiz for my services. Because a quiz is a great way to get engagement when you go to like events. Like, if you're a vendor at events, is a good way to get number one, data and engagement. So you can just create a QR code and let it go to your customized quiz. That is one thing that I want to put in the books is I want it to be really customized and give people results based on what they picked in the quiz. I don't want it to be like a one size fits all. People stick.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So a way to customize that is to do some of the coding in the back end. And that's what I wanted to use Chat for as well.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I might need you to help me with that.
It's a whole bunch of them. I got a whole bunch of ideas.
And see, this is what it's all about, right? You're in business. It is not easy. Sometimes it's not fun. Sometimes it's really fun. Sometimes it's really easy. Sometimes the ideas are flowing through you like water in a river. And then there's times where you just kind of sitting around like, okay, well, what now? I don't know. There's resources and tools out there that can help. AI is just one of many of those resources and tools that can help. And, you know, as Tarina and I just displayed, you know, some of the examples we just gave, again, I'm sure that's not even a drop in the bucket. I'm sure it's somebody who's going to see this video and be like, oh, but they didn't mention this, because there's so much.
It's so many things.
It's so vast. Moral of the story, AI is good for what it's good for. There's many ways to use it. You can even say to AI, I don't know how to use you. I don't even know if I want to use you. What can I do with you as it pertains to my business? This is the type of business I have. This is how long I've been in business. Whatever information you want to give it. And then you can even say, what other information do you need to be able to give me a good response? And it will tell you.
Pretty much, yeah, it will. And then also you can save chats. I don't know if people who are new users, they wouldn't know that. But like, I have certain chats that I want to save. You can delete so you don't have clutter. But like on the side, if it's something pertaining to something that's going to be ongoing and I want to come back to that chat and reiterate another topic, I'll just keep that chat and save it as a file. Like that's a saved file. And when I want to come back to it, I can look at my dashboard, go to the side and continue that chat with something new. So if I wanted to create content for April and May, and now it's June, I go back to that conversation, and I'm like, hey, it's June now, and I want to create content for June. Give me some ideas for June that's not repetitive of April and May.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's the way that you can go back and basically continue the conversation. It's like you were on the phone with your girlfriend or whatever, and then you get back on the phone a month later, be like, yeah, remember I was telling you about such and such?
Yeah.
And you continue the conversation. It's a great way to do that. I've done that. I do it all the time.
Yeah. And then it's different chatbots you can use for different things. So if you want to create content, they might have you can just look through the apps that they have available in there, because people are continuously creating chatbots for purposes for their own businesses. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they sell them. So you just got to look through the apps that they have available, and you can find different things for different subjects, topics.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I hope that you've learned something.
All right, the bug's starting to come out now.
Yeah, I hope that you've gained some information. I think the bugs are in love with Tarina, because they're not bothering me. I haven't even seen one. So
they loving me over here.
Tarina Taylor, the payments connoisseur, Amanda Lockhart Davis, Jax Consulting Services. Tell them how they can get in touch with you, follow you, or what have you.
My website is tarinataylor.com. You can catch me on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
And I am Jax Consulting. My website is Jax-Consulting. That's JAX, Jax-Consulting.com. I'm on LinkedIn. What am I on? LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. So stay tuned for more tips and tricks later on.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's the Misfit. Just giving you a quick reminder that on Friday, August 1st, my ISO pop-up shop will be going down. It's in Old Town, Manassas from 4 to 9 p.m. Friday, August 1st. Make sure y'all don't miss out.
Okay, I am here with Miss Tarina Taylor, and I am Amanda Lockhart Davis, the payments connoisseur, Jax Consulting Services. And today we're talking a little bit about what to do with your business revenue and income. One of the rules that I like to stick by is the 50-30-10-10 rule, but we're going to get some insight from Tarina and get her thoughts, and we're just going to have a little discussion about it. The 50-30-10-10 rule is 50% of your revenue goes to you, pay yourself. 30% goes back to the business, marketing, equipment, supplies, etc., etc. 10% goes to savings for the business specifically. The other 10% goes to loans, credit card debt. Now, if you don't have loans, credit card debt, or anything like that within the business, then you put the other 10% into savings so that you'll have 20% in savings instead of 10%. So that's a rule that I like to go by. It's pretty standard, easy to remember, and it's malleable so that you can change it up, based on what that revenue is looking like, or based on how far you are into your business. Someone who just started their business yesterday might not be as comfortable with that rule as someone who's been in business 3, 4, 5, 6 years or more. So, Tarina, what are your thoughts?
I agree. The 50-30-10 rule is pretty good. But I know when you first start and you want to take more than a little bit of the 30% and put it back into the business.
Yes.
Just to have more clients coming in, more leads coming in, so that way you'll have more revenue coming in.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was talking with my son about that just this weekend. We talked a little bit about that. And he was like, yeah, but I just feel like I should be putting 90% back into the business so I can grow the business faster.
Right.
And I can understand that logic to an extent.
To an extent.
Yeah, to an extent. It makes sense. Let me put what I can, all of what I can into the business and pay me later so that I can get to a point where paying me is very comfortable.
Yeah.
Faster.
Yeah.
So I understand it to an extent. So I challenged him to, at the end of this month, to total up all of his revenue and then just on paper apply the 50. He doesn't have any credit card or loan debt. So the 50-30-20 rule, mm-hmm. and see how that would have positioned him if he had actually done it. So I'm very curious to see how it works out for him. For that main reason, I think that The savings part of it, a lot of business owners aren't thinking about the savings.
Yeah.
Um, an example that I used when talking to my son about this with the savings was there's a very popular sneaker pop-up shop that travels the world, Dubai, Seoul, Korea. I mean, just all over. And he is called Sneaker Con.
Mm-hmm.
It's the biggest one, and I think Got Soul is right behind it. And they have events in Atlanta, and he wants to go to that. The challenge is when they announce it versus when it actually is. So just for example, it's May 9th, no, it's June 9th right now. They might announce it tomorrow and it'll be July 10th. Do you have enough money in savings that you can buy your ticket,
Right.
Have hotel, ship all of your equipment, like if you're buying a plane ticket versus driving, like, do you have that in reserves that you can right now be like, boom, I'm buying my ticket as a vendor, I'm getting my travel arrangements and all of that, for savings. So I think that's an important part. And again, that's just one example of why savings is important for business owners. Things that come up that you're not expecting and you don't have time to put away for it, or big payment plans or whatever. So that's just one thing. But from your standpoint, savings, talk about the importance for savings as a business owner.
Well, yeah, it's always unexpected things that's going to come up, just like if you own a house and you have a mortgage, of course, but you got things that come up expectedly with owning a home, so you have to have money set aside to cover those emergencies. But also, business credit is a good thing to have. I think a lot of people shy away from having a credit card, which I understand if you don't understand how to use it. But if you do know how to use it, you want to use it to your advantage, and you want to apply for that business credit or a line of credit from your bank or something like that to cover business expenses such as these, because this would be a business expense. So like she was mentioning, to go to Atlanta for her son's thing, that would be a business expense. So that would be a good thing to have, just in case he didn't have all the money, but he had some of the money, he could put it on a credit card and then, pay off that big lump sum that he does have, and then continue to pay that off on that business credit card towards building up his credit at the same time.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. I hadn't even thought about that piece of it. Business credit, and I'm guilty of it myself. Like, nope, I don't need no more credit cards or anything like that. I like what I have. It's, a good mix, and it's a little bit, it's not a lot, it's not anything egregious.
Right.
But to your point, helping to build your business credit aside from your personal credit is also something that's important as it pertains to your business lifestyle.
Exactly.
And using your example, a lump sum of money, okay, maybe the total cost of the trip to Atlanta is going to be $1,000. I'm making up a number. But he's only got $600. Put that $600 back to the credit card.
Right.
And then, pay off the $400, over that time,
Right.
It happens a lot quicker that way.
Exactly.
But I do agree with that. Savings is important. Credit is important. If you are using it wisely and responsibly, I cannot stress that enough. I talk about in my workbooks, the basics of financial literacy, why credit is important, what credit scores mean. There's so many people in the generation coming up behind us who are starting businesses that no one's ever talked to them about just financial literacy in general, much less credit and how to use credit correctly, responsibly, in a way that's going to be gainful to them.
Exactly.
As opposed to a hindrance. Now, you have 2 young daughters. What are some of the things that you talk to and teach them, about credit specifically?
Well, my oldest daughter has a credit card. She got her credit card from underneath of me when I was with Discover. And I was just telling her how to use the points on there to her advantage. Points on credit cards, using them to your advantage. When you see like they have a certain percentage of cash back, it's going to be like a bonus amount. And they go, and it's a store specifically where you usually go, but say it's a store credit card and you usually use your store card when you go there. But the credit card is offering this percent of cash back bonuses towards that. Use that credit card instead. You already got the cash, of course. Make sure you have the cash to pay off what you purchasing first of all.
Yes.
But then when you do have that, and you see those points can be added, and you can get more cash back, and it can go towards other purchases. Then use that credit card in that place instead, and take advantage of getting those points.
Absolutely.
Always pay off your balance on time. Every month on a statement date. Make sure that you do have the amount of money to cover the full purchase, unless if you don't, you want to be able to break that down into how many payments is going to, how many months is going to take you to pay that off. Just calculate that in advance. Like say, it's $1,000 purchase. I don't have the $1,000, but I have $500 towards that purchase. What I want to do is put the $2,000 on a credit card, put the $500 on that credit card, and then take the rest of that $500 and try to pay it in the next installment for the next date, or just penny pinch it off in that month. Just do 100 here, 100 this week, 100 that. That's really showing how to you're paying off that bill in a good time before the statement date, before the due date, and also that you're utilizing your credit wisely. Absolutely. You're not putting a big balance on there and letting it sit for a long period of time and paying off the minimum. You never want to do that. That's bad business, bad practice.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Why paying minimum balance is not conducive to having good credit history?
Because of the interest involved. If the interest is high, even if it's medial, you want to be able to say that I paid this off in the full pretty much amount that I paid for the whatever the product I got was. You don't want to let that interest accumulate and you paying double the amount that you should have paid when you just bought it outright with cash. So you want to make sure you're using it responsibly, so you're not only building your credit in a responsible way, showing that you're paying off something in time, but you never want to pay the minimum, because that's not going to get you to the goal of paying it off quicker or faster.
Absolutely. And you want to understand that the percentage rate, the finance charges, they're monthly.
Yes.
And I think that might be where some discrepancy or misunderstanding is with how the finance charges work. People think, oh, okay, I've got a credit card limit of $500 and the finance charge is 8%. It's not just of that $500. It's every month that $500 is not fully paid off.
It sits on that, it's accumulating at that interest on every month.
Yes.
I be forgetting that people don't notice. So sometimes when you say things like that, I'm just like, that's pretty much common sense, but people don't notice.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that.
I'm looking at you like, duh, but
right.
Yes,
but no, and that's just it, right? When you're not taught these things, when you don't have a full understanding, and let's keep it real. You get your credit card and you get that paper that's the terms and conditions, all that. How many of us read through the entire terms and conditions?
I know I don't. But one thing I do is, if it's a new credit card offer, if I decide that I want a new credit card, I'm going to look for a credit card that has no annual fees. I don't want any annual fees. The percentage rate, you definitely want to look at your percentage rate. I don't really want anything under like right now. I think most of my credit cards now, they're pretty high, honestly. I think they 20% probably.
The percentage rate.
Yeah, the percentage rate of the credit cards. But I'm not planning to use this credit card in an irresponsible way. So that really doesn't matter, because I'm not letting anything accumulate on there for a long amount of time. So that's pretty much okay. Yeah, and that's pretty much the two basic things. And then what they're going to allow you to have, how much money you're going to have for credit.
Right.
So those three things is the factors. No annual fees, because I don't want to pay no extra fees.
Yes.
Your interest rate, your APR, and then you want to know how much they're going to give you, how much you're going to allow me to have, and how much can I utilize the credit, and make sure you stand in your 30% ratio, so you're not doing over 30% on that one credit card.
Right. And this is, I don't want to sound discriminatory, right? But young people and older people who don't have the experience with this, but young people, credit card limits, somebody offers you a credit card and they say the limit, oh, you can get $10,000, $5,000, what happened? It is not free money. Your credit card, I cannot emphasize that enough. Your credit card is not free money. You have to pay it back, and you have to pay it back with interest if you're not paying it, like you said, before that statement date, right? It is not free money. And I think a lot of people use credit cards when we're sitting here saying irresponsible use. I think a lot of people use credit cards irresponsibly in multiple ways, but the number one way is thinking it's free money.
Yes.
Hey, I want to go to that Beyonce concert. Woo, them tickets $1,800. Oh, I got that on my credit card.
Well, first of all, I would never spend $1,800 on a Beyonce concert.
I would never spend $1,800 on a nobody's concert.
I wouldn't spend $8 on a Beyonce concert.
But that's neither here nor there.
That's just me.
Me either.
That's personal. I would not spend that much.
Me either.
And for $1,800, Beyonce going to come to my house and come see me.
Beyonce gonna have to sleep with everyone in my house. Okay, each night she gonna sleep in a different bed.
Yeah,
like, we not.
I'm not paying
that.
Beyonce.
Okay,
Beyonce rich enough that she can pay me at this point. I'm not paying
that part.
But anyway, what was you saying?
The point is, we sorry to have digressed. Because it's people out there, and we know some of those people.
No, yeah, they crazy.
We know some of those people who are like, oh well, okay, let's see. Well, my rent not due. I'll get a late fee on the 15th. So as long as I pay no, do not buy somebody's concert ticket, somebody's amusement park ticket.
Mm-mm.
Nobody's nothing until you know you got somewhere to sleep for sure, for certain, because the bill is paid.
It's priorities, and that's a problem right there. The priorities is the problem.
Priorities is the problem.
So the lack of education, and then the priorities not being put in their proper place. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yes, and very frankly,
with a credit card, especially.
Yes, with credit card, with credit in any capacity.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a person who thinks that it's important, it's a once in a lifetime deal to go to Beyonce's concert, and it's going to cost you however much, $1,800, $800, $18, whatever it is, and you don't have that in your pocket, you should not be spending it.
Okay, and even if you do have your pocket and it's for your rent got to get
that
paid
part.
First.
That part.
You're not putting off the rent to go see Beyonce. It just don't make sense.
Right.
It's not a logical thought.
You need to have somewhere to have a roof over your head.
Yes.
You need lights because we like heat and air conditioning.
Yeah.
You need water.
Yes.
Because we want to survive.
There's so many other priorities.
You need clothes.
You need food too.
And you need to eat. Right there. Let's call that the big five. Let's call that the big five.
And not to mention a whole bunch of other stuff.
Right.
If you got a car, you need insurance. You need gas.
Thank you.
You need to put money to the side for repairs when something go wrong, because cars always going wrong with something.
Thank you. Preach. Just went through it myself last month.
I'm just saying.
Preach.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. Knowing financial literacy while you're young, it equips you better for the future, because you know all these things are coming. So that way you plan kind of ahead a little bit and know what to do with your money a little bit more better than if somebody who does.
Yeah.
Or somebody who have to learn how to work with a credit card and go into bankruptcy before they learn how to work with a credit card. Like, you wasted all that time trying to learn on it. Well, you should have just knew from the get-go and not make those mistakes.
Absolutely. And there's so many different resources out here. Like, when me and Tarina were growing up, it wasn't just, let me Google it real quick. There was no such thing as that. We had to rely on what our parents were teaching us or told us, or learning the hard way.
I'm about to say, or lack of.
Yeah, learning the hard way. I mean, flat out, period, point blank, there's no pretty way to put it.
Yeah.
And very frankly, when you are learning the hard way, it stings. And it does give you a different perspective on life, and it gives you the wisdom going forward. A lot of times, those of us who only like to learn the hard way one time, but when you don't have to create the blueprint because there's already one written out for you, use your resources.
Yeah, I mean, why create problems when you don't have to?
Yes, use your resources. I'm speaking for myself here. I was, the youngest of my family. And so my siblings, were all, and I'd be like, man, could y'all just stop telling me what to do? Let me learn some crap. Like, dang, I used to feel that way. Because I felt like the only way for me to understand was to learn it, not by you handing it to me or giving it to me. And I felt like that a lot of times that's what they were doing. But now that I'm older and I have children, my oldest is 27. I realized that they wanted me to be able to learn through my own experiences, but they also wanted to say, listen, learn from my experiences so you don't have to go through certain troubles.
Yeah.
You don't have to go over certain hurdles, certain humps. Not that you can't pave your own path. But if we've already been there, done that, and we can say, oh, make sure to avoid X highway because that highway has always got bumpy roads, that's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
So don't be resentful of those who've come before you, who are trying to give you that advice on what things to avoid, what pitfalls to avoid, especially as it pertains to your credit health, your financial background, and what you're doing with it. So as a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, a businesswoman, a businessman, one of the most important parts of your business is not just the product or service you sell, but understanding your own finances. You can easily give it off to someone else to do. Listen, call up Jax, right? You can easily give it off to someone else to do. I'm not saying don't do that, but what I am saying is be educated enough that you are dangerous in conversations, that you know what the words mean, that you understand the lingo, the terminology, so that when somebody's explaining something to you, you are not completely lost in space. You know what's going on. Don't be one of those kids who goes off to college and there's a creditor on, a credit card company on campus offering, if you sign up today, we'll give you this free thing or that free thing or whatever. And now you've got credit card that you don't know how to use. Because I'm going to say it again, it's not free money. Okay. You want to pay off those balances. You want to pay off more than minimum. If you can't pay off the full balance, you want to pay off more than minimum, because if you were to sit down and calculate and see just how much the banks are making off of finance charges alone for unpaid credit card debt, you would be astonished. When you talk about getting rich, they got plenty of money to go around.
Yeah,
so think through that.
And dude, think about too. Some monthly bills like the credit card is not. You don't just have to pay once a month and try to get a lump sum. You can pay off weekly.
Absolutely.
That's actually better for your credit too. If you pension it and paying it off a week instead of monthly, and that's really knocking down the interest charges as well.
Absolutely, that's a great point.
But success leaves clues. That's a quote that I always like, because if you know, for instance, if you had the opportunity to talk to, say, Beyonce, since we talking about Beyonce, and she could tell you what she did and what to avoid, of course you would listen to Beyonce, correct? So it's the same with your friends and family. If they're trying to teach you something, even if they're not rich or famous, they still know what they did was wrong, and they try to correct their mistakes later on in life. So learn from their mistakes, and then you don't have to make the same one.
Absolutely. Say the quote again.
Success leave clues.
Success leave clues.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. This has been Amanda and Tarina and Amanda, and I hope you've learned something today. Until next time, see ya.
Bye.
I'm Amanda Lockhart Davis, founder of Jax Consulting Services, bringing over 25 years of industry experience to our multifaceted consulting firm. With a passion for strategic problem solving and an unmatched customer service, we have crafted the firm to offer a wide range of consulting services. From financial management and strategic planning to educational workshops and specialized notarization services. Jax Consulting Services is dedicated to supporting the diverse needs of our clients. Leveraging extensive experience across various sectors, we stand ready to guide your business toward success. That's Jax Consulting Services. Visit us on the web at www.jax-consulting.com.